numbers in this first couple minutes. I'll let you know. Hopefully, we run nice and smooth. You know, we got a couple cards right here. You know, you see right here, we got a little silver prism, Drew Brees.
Couple cards.
A couple. I got a little bit of Drew Brees, Matt Ryan red, apparently. What's this thing numbered to? Numbered a little 99 action. A beautiful card right there. Little slant boy. Blue reactive.
Little slam boy.
There you go, Kenny.
Dan. Thank you, Jake.
There you go, Dan. There you go, Dan. You got that'd be your first base or first.
He going right
collection
there.
card. That'd be your first collection card.
He going right there.
I respect that. I wish I had like
Dude,
a little stand by me. I could like have like something there. I'd put like something new every episode. I'd get my little phone holder and put a new card there every episode.
Hang some fishing line from the ceiling and have it floating around behind you. Like hang it from the. Do you have a fan in there?
Ceiling fan. Oh no, Tua's gonna get concussed again.
Oh, he just got cleared.
Nice.
This is how you know you're the best football player in the world. The Super Bowl MVP award. Patrick Mahomes is plus 130.
That's insane.
Every other player on the field is minus 170.
That's crazy. It is very intriguing, though. I guess just for the thought that if Philly wins, that it's almost going to be a lock that Jalen Hurts wins it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of interesting that
every
other player in the field is out there, and Mahomes is only plus one. What would you say? Plus what?
130.
130, but they're not favorited, and you're not going to MVP if you don't win. That's what's intriguing to me. So I guess they assume that if Kansas City wins, Mahomes has to win the MVP, which makes sense. They don't really have like a. I'm not gonna say they don't have a standout defender, but like they don't have a Hassan Reddick on there. Like they have Chris Jones, but like
yeah, I guess that's true. Frank Clark.
I don't know. Like Hassan Reddick's a little bit more of like a
game.
Hassan Reddick seems a little bit more like a guy that can go out and get like a 3-set game.
I mean, especially against. I guess these are two pretty good offensive lines.
Look, some people invest in stocks. You know what I invest in? Sam Howell.
Yeah, Sam is here. He was announced a starter today.
I know. Hey, cards already went up 3%. They went up from $2.30 to $2.39. This card right here is actually like a $15 card. I was surprised.
Jalen Waddell.
Oh, this card! So I'm so happy to have this card in my possession now. I love it.
It is.
You know what this refractor is called? It's actually called a pink camo. I don't see the camo, but
Hey, maybe it's like the big pattern.
Maybe so.
Like old school. I don't know.
Maybe so. It's a beautiful card, though. Beautiful card.
Yards of Jalen Hurts' first touchdown pass. You can get under 10.5 at plus money.
I like it. Does Jalen Hurts throw a touchdown pass?
That's a good question. I guess he didn't last week.
Jalen Hurts are really just a running back.
Last game. Hey, he got that throwing motion down now, though.
Wait, running back. You know something crazy?
What is?
You heard of Shaquille O'Neal?
I think I've heard of him.
He's got them Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards.
Boy, Shaq.
Look, I can't hold them all in one hand. The ones in the middle floating.
Hey, why you don't sell them? You
know what the PSA 10 is? 10 grand.
Are you sending them in?
I think. I'm also going to send this Butte in because I want this card. I've always wanted this card for my collection. I've had it for a long time. I've always wanted the PSA 10 though. It's a classic card. This is like a iconic baseball card.
Do any of those cards have a shot?
I think maybe one or two of them do.
Would you poop your pants
Yes. I would not sell though.
for 10 grand?
I would hold.
For what? Till he dies?
Just for some years. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal's retired now. What's the chances of the card? What would cause that card to go down in price?
Maybe it's like sexual assault allegation.
That's true. Shaq's a good guy. 50 years from now, maybe that card's worth
Yeah,
1.2 mil.
they just got Michael Irvin.
I know it's terrible. Don't believe
He
it.
should. I believe it, but I don't believe that he meant to. I think he's senile.
Think so?
I think he's going crazy.
Michael Irvin might be. He's funny hell
I
on
think he's
TV.
going. He's so funny.
He's hilarious on the damn TV, dog. I love Michael Irvin on TV. I was like,
The way he be looking at Kay Adams sometimes got me thinking he might have done it.
I mean,
Jake,
we are live right now, but I mean, you put me on screen with K Adams, I will say this in front of anybody in my life. I'm looking too. I'd be kind of looking kind of crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, like, but I'm just saying.
nah.
It's just known facts at that point. Like it's no debate.
Yeah, no. That boy. Too bad Shams already slid in there.
Hey, Sean's a stud. Oh yeah, we can break live NBA news if you want to too.
He was spitting fire flame.
Live NBA news. Westbrook
Get
is
you
out
Russell?
of. Yeah, D'Lo's going to the Lakers. Russell's going to the. What was it? The Jazz, and Conley's going to the.
Rules.
Yep, I think that's what it was. I think
so, too.
Russ and Picks are going to the Jazz. Conley's going to the Wolves, and D'Lo's going to the Lakers. See, to me, honestly, and I have not kept up with D'Lo that much this year, but to me, it feels like the Wolves got absolutely shafted. I don't know. This feels like a very, very like Sean Murphy type deal where somehow they're giving up the best player in the thing. Like they're giving up the best player in the trade. And I know Russell Westbrook has a crazy contract and he's probably not that good anymore, but draft picks, like
I hope Russ can go off, man.
if you just
He
think of
deserves it.
I like Russ. I'm a Russ fan.
I don't know how you don't like Russ.
A lot of people don't though. That's the crazy thing. A lot of people hate on Russ.
I don't get it.
He seems like a cool guy too. He seems kind of like stuck up, but then some of the stuff you see, you're like, oh, Russ probably is a cool guy.
This seems like easy. Hold on.
I was talking about this with my mom earlier about LeBron breaking the scoring record yesterday. Has there ever been a superstar that big that has not had a single allegation of anything besides like Serena Williams? And she's a female, so it's kind of, I guess it's not different, but you know what I mean.
Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton's up there.
I mean, I guess Tom has the Deflategate. I mean, like in like personally or like sports wise.
Like overall, just any like single bad thing they use against him.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say Peyton, but they're very hard to find.
It is very hard to find.
There's just not that many guys that can have all the fame and power in the world and not let it get to their heads.
Yeah, problem is too. I mean, most of these guys, you play half your career in your 20s, and you're absolutely loaded 20-something-year-old man, and you are one of the most
Hasn't he
popular
been with his
people on the
wife
planet.
since like high school?
Yes.
So he probably just. I mean, I'm not gonna say he wasn't tempted, but I guess you get some added motivation when you're with a.
I guess, I mean, honestly, we could say Curry.
Yeah, you're right.
Curry's maybe not there yet, but I mean, he's gonna be. Like
For sure.
Curry's gonna be like top 5, top 10 basketball player all time when it's all said and done.
You don't hear a lot of stuff about current guys, do you?
Yeah, that's the thing. But the problem is when you do hear stuff about current guys, it's like pretty much game over from there on out.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about current NFL guys. Like, probably all top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL don't have any off field stuff. But they're all fairly young.
Yeah,
LeBron's almost 40.
it's okay. Mahomes is what's the word I'm looking for? Mahomes' cheating scandals coming. His what's the word whenever you cheat on your wife?
I,
You have a what is it called? You have a affair. Yeah,
oh, yeah. I didn't know where you're going.
I was going with that. And I don't think anybody would blame Patrick.
But the thing with Pat is I think he's too ugly. Like, he could obviously get whoever he wants with his checkbook, but, like, LeBron is, what, 6'6", 270, 260? How tall is LeBron? 6'8"?
6'8".
6'8", 260 probably?
Yeah.
Absolute specimen of a human being. If he wanted to run around on his wife, he could walk outside
Yeah.
to a group of women that have never seen basketball in their life, and they would notice LeBron James.
Yeah, especially like now, like know anything, but I mean LeBron's a pretty good looking older dude, right? Like
Yeah.
he ain't some goofy looking guy. Like I don't know. I mean who was
You
it?
see,
But I mean
you
Lou
see Pat
Williams.
at the grocery store. He's not. He's not big.
Yeah, but I mean
He
you look at
don't.
this like Lou Williams. Lou Williams had 2 girlfriends at one time. You just seen Lou Will?
I mean, yeah, but
He probably a pimp though. I bet he got game.
you're probably right.
I mean
You're probably
this
right.
man got suspended from the bubble to go to Magic City. So
That boy Pat tried to have an affair. Like, as soon as the girl
hey,
answers the phone, hello.
hello.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it.
Yeah, I think this ring means as much as the last one. You hear the interview?
Yeah.
It was awesome. All right, should we
Oh
go ahead and
gosh.
start this thing?
Sure.
All right, we're on episode 34, Kenny. I think this might just be a little talk through episode because I don't have anything game planned. If you are in the live right now, I don't know if anybody is. Right now stream quality is at 100%, 0 drop frames throughout the whole 13 minutes. So hopefully nothing changes when we hit the record button.
Maybe.
I'm gonna keep this up though because I'm gonna see what the cause is. Because right now my CPU usage is at a whopping 5%. So unless something insane happens, I don't understand how it would drop. If it
We're
does
finna
drop,
find
it
out.
has to be something on YouTube side.
Got to.
But yeah, I'll give you a countdown. We'll get this thing started. 34.
34.
Alrighty, in 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome in, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen.
Like it.
Episode 34 of the Peach State Tailgate Sports Podcast. I'm Kenny Cochran, joined by my co-host, Mr. Jake Hill.
I'm here. I'm ready to go.
What's going on, man? It's the Super Bowl week. The Super Bowl week. It is like the most touted championship ever. Dude, I mean, amazing week. I mean, every sports show on ESPN and everything is in Arizona right now, getting ready for the game. Athletes and celebrities are coming out the yin yang. This is the time of the year where all the politicians are pushing to get the sports betting bills legalized before Sunday. Man, what a time to be alive.
Dude, this is fantastic. I'm so excited. I know we're all going to be together to watch the game. Me, Kenny, the whole family, we're all going to be together to watch it. It's going to be a ton of fun, man. This is one of those days, no matter what team's really playing, this is always one of those days you kind of mark on the calendar. Everybody gets excited for it. Even if you're not a big football fan, everybody sits down and tunes into the Super Bowl. Even, you got commercials, you get halftime shows, you get a lot of exciting things that happen during Super Bowl weekend. And, it's about to be started soon, and I really can't wait for it.
No, dude, me either. It's crazy, too, because, it's been so long. I feel like since we've had, a real interest or motivation behind watching the game. So I think betting in general, and even fantasy football. I know fantasy doesn't really carry into the postseason in real life, but like Travis Kelsey, for instance. Travis Kelsey's been like a staple on my fantasy team for the past 3 or 4 seasons. Love that man. And he's carried my team, really. And I want to see that man eat, dude. Like, I'm not a Chiefs fan. My wife is a diehard Chiefs fan, obviously. Um, so I think we've talked about that before on the show. But we talk about this matchup between Philadelphia and Kansas City. And, I mean, but I guess the thing with Travis, too, is obviously I love Travis Kelsey. Thank you for carrying my fantasy team. But there's so many guys on both teams that I love. Everybody loves Pat. I mean, obviously Pat's, amazing. Georgia fans, we love McCole Hardman. We love N'Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis. Um, and then unless you're a Steelers fan, you probably like Juju. Like, and then AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, like Jalen Hurts. They're such a likable team, man. I think the only negative thing you could say about the Philadelphia Eagles is a lot of people don't like Nick Sirianni. I mean, me personally, I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm. I am as well.
I like the coaching antics. If you're on the sideline, talking crap at the cameras, more power to you. A lot of coaches aren't bold enough to do that.
No, it's super cool, man. There's a couple like key things going on in this game too. I actually have the ESPN thing pulled up right now, and the lowest ticket you can get for this game. This is just something that just caught my eye. Lowest ticket is $3,246. So, big money event right here. If you look at ESPN's matchup predictor, it's pretty much dead even. They're giving Kansas City the edge with a 51.8% chance to win. Obviously, that means Philadelphia has a 48.2. But yeah, there's a lot of fun things, and I kind of want to bring this to us. We do a lot of SEC football talk on this podcast. Mostly, it's about the dogs. But I mean, if you're going to talk about one of the most likable college football players of probably mine and Kenny's lifetime, we've only been around on this earth for over 20 years. I know there's some guys that have been around for a lot longer than that, but in our lifetime, I would say Jalen Hurts is probably pretty far up that list among the most likable college football players we got to watch and experience. Obviously we were in a lot of contention during those years, and so was the University of Alabama. And so we got to see our fair share of Mr. Hurts. And to see him playing at the next level and to get where he is now after so many doubts and so many questions on whether he was going to be able to make this step to become a franchise quarterback. I know a lot of people saw him as more of a bridge quarterback those first 2 years he was in Philadelphia, but this year, man, the strides he has made to lead this Philadelphia Eagles team to the Super Bowl is insane. And, I just wanted to mention it could not have happened to a better guy.
Oh, for sure. I agree with you. And, I'll hop in there real quick and say this too. And I'm not trying to, this is not to get too deep into the X's and O's of this show because we're not trying to overanalyze anything. This is more of a laid back, just kind of talk about the Super Bowl, go over some bits type of deal right here. But you talk about play style, like Jalen Hurts, this is somebody who's been judged heavily, like the Justin Fields judgment or the Lamar Jackson judgment. Not saying either of those guys deserve it either, just saying he's been get that same type of treatment, saying that he's a running back that takes snaps. He's, not a great thrower. And you can make the argument that Jalen Hurts struggled, through the air the past couple seasons. You really could. And then they said that he trained with Tom Brady's throwing coach this offseason. Came back this year, his throwing motion is like completely changed, and he's dropping dimes, dude. Like passing efficiency is way up. Obviously yards, touchdowns, everything's way up. I mean, the dude is absolutely slinging the pill right now. So shout out to him. I mean, think about Tim Tebow, dude. Like when Tim Tebow came into the league, obviously he had all the athleticism in the world. He could run. He was, fast, strong, whatever. Had a cannon arm. But one of the things everybody wanted to talk about was his throwing motion, how it was weird. He dipped the ball low and, took too long to get the ball out. And he trained and trained and trained and trained. I think there's like a documentary that came out about his draft story and how he tried to get rid of that throwing motion and never could. And his career just died. Obviously, he had some, stuff going on that we don't need to dive into on the show. But a guy like Jalen Hurts, after you see something like that, and I'm sure it's happened a million other times, it's just that's the first one I could think of. Doesn't seem like after playing quarterback and playing football your entire life that just switching the way you release the football is the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, not at all.
So shout out to this dude. I guess if you're gonna figure out and model your throwing motion after anybody, who better than Tom Brady? But yeah, shout out Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, this definitely. This game it also is like a key thing for a couple like big headlines to me. One thing I look at with these two teams is they're almost like polar opposites, where you've seen Kansas City really be really deep in contention the past 2 to 3 years. Maybe a little bit longer than that too. But This Philadelphia team, this is a team that, just now won a Super Bowl, 4 to 5 years ago? And then it seemed like were gone through a whole, revamp, rebuild type deal. And, a lot of that was bringing a lot of veterans and keeping around some of the same talent that you had, with a couple key draft picks thrown in there. And now they're right back. And, in the sports world, that is something that is very rare to see. You don't see a team that just, kind of tears down and rebuilds that fast and gets right back to that level. Because we talked about in the last podcast a little bit, man, this Philadelphia team, top to bottom, it might be the best team in the NFL. Like, it might be a better football team than Kansas City. Obviously, the X factor with Patrick Mahomes is different. But, dude, this team is so loaded. And I wanted to mention on this podcast, before we dive real too deep into this, dude, if this Philadelphia team can continue to make deep pushes in the playoffs over the next couple of years, the acquisition of A.J. Brown will probably go down as one of the best acquisitions of all time. I know that Tennessee got a guy with Treylon Burks with that draft pick they acquired. But, dude, talk about a next step that this Eagles team took. A.J. Brown came in, did his thing. Devontae Smith took huge strides as a wide receiver, showed his real talent, what a lot of guys thought he would be. And, man, it's insane. You look at A.J. Brown's numbers in the season, 88 catches for 1,496 yards and 11 tuds in his first year with Philly with the quarterback that apparently can't throw a football. Yeah, that's that's what people say. I mean, the guy has 3,700 yards, 22 tuds, and six interceptions. So, judge is judge. But yeah, he is. A.J. Brown has been a huge, huge, huge part of this football team.
Yeah, dude. Obviously, as SEC fans, we got to see that dude dominate down in Mississippi. But
yes,
when he came to the league, man, it almost, and he was a high draft pick, so I'm not saying that, but he almost felt like he was kind of slept on a little bit, and he has been for a little bit because you talk about that draft class. I mean, Terry McLaurin, who else is there? DJ Moore.
I think DJ Moore was a little bit before that. It was Terry McLaurin. It was DK Metcalf, AJ Brown.
Not DJ Moore. DK Metcalf.
Famously, Andy Isabella, who was drafted, I believe, 2 picks in front of DK Metcalf.
But last year we were talking about who's the best wide receiver out of that group. Is it Terry McLaurin? Is it AJ Brown? Or is it DK Metcalf? And now we're talking about who's a better wide receiver, AJ Brown or Stephon Diggs.
Yes, it's definitely taking the next step.
It's a big jump.
I have a couple key questions for you, Kenny. And I don't really know what route we're gonna take with this episode. Like we said, you can kind of tell by our vibe right now. We're kind of just chilling, flowing with the thing, man. We are excited, but it's kind of like one of those things where we're diving into something that's not really in our own territory. You don't get too many episodes from me and Kenny where we go completely off rails from our Atlanta sports, our Georgia sports, and just totally go into something different. I'm not saying we're not knowledgeable in this aspect in this field, but we're not gonna sit here and ramble off, all every man on the roster and tell you what impact they're going to make, like we could if the Falcons were playing the Super Bowl. If the Falcons were Super Bowl, we'd probably have a 3-episode week. But this is a little bit of a different story.
Let them rip. What you got for me?
Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this thing with like what we do with Georgia things, and this is not anything I prepared for either. This is just something I was thinking about as we've done the podcast so far. Give me one bold play. I know we always discuss this in our Georgia weeks, and I know that this is usually something we save after our breakdown, but we did kind of do a pretty deep, not a deep breakdown, but we did give our thoughts last week on what we, kind of expected. I think we both said that we don't really know what to expect in this game, what team's going to come out on top. We did say both these teams are damn good. In most Super Bowls, you kind of get that feeling like, okay, yeah, who's really going to win this thing? I want to get your feel, man. What's your craziest moment of the night for the Super Bowl? Give me a prediction.
So craziest moment, I don't know. So let me tell you what I thought originally. We're SEC fans. We know SEC ball. We know SEC players. This guy came to the league, very slept on in college in comparison to some hometown boys. Not to hate on our hometown guys. Came to the league, kind of took the league by storm a little bit, battled some injuries. He completely disappeared, was replaced. Nobody talked about him.
I think I can guess who you're talking about.
McCole Hardman was put on injured reserve this week with his injury. And who did they bring back? Mr. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, nice.
Clyde's getting in the end zone, baby.
Oh, you think Clyde's going to get the tutty?
Clyde gets a tutty in this game. Isaiah Pacheco has been killing it. Jerick McKinnon has been killing it as well. But I think you're going to see Clyde get the ball a little bit here. People forget that before Clyde had a slow start to the year, but right before the injury, he was the one that was getting the ball outside the tackles. Clyde is a guy that can kind of scatter around a little bit and get loose. And I think that's something that this Chiefs team's been missing because Jarrett McKinnon is, a similar type back as Clyde. I think Clyde's got a little bit more meat on him, but
Mm.
Jarrett McKinnon is more the pass catcher. Whereas Isaiah Pacheco, who is a speedster, is, typically between the tackles, between the hash type guy. They get him involved in the pass game a little bit, but when Jarrett's healthy, he's the guy back there. So I think you're going to kind of see, and I don't know how healthy he is. Maybe I'm, spitting fire here. I don't know. But when you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Isaiah Pacheco in the backfield, I understand Jarrett McKinnon is more of a third down back type role. You would think that those guys would be your 1-2 punch when you need to move the ball on the ground against the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna have to find a way to replace that firepower McCole Hardman can bring. And
But
McCole's obviously been a guy that's been hurt a couple times this year. I believe Kadarius Toney's also questionable right now. I don't know what his status is for the game, but that's also
Tony and Juju are both questions. So I got the injury update from my wife yesterday. She was reading all these articles trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
okay.
So McCole Hardman was put on IR. They bring Clyde back. They swapped. Tony and Juju are still listed as questionable. Tony's pelvic injury, I think. Juju is looking like he's probably going to play.
Yeah, I think they've taken Juju off of the injury list now.
Yeah.
I do not see him
Juju
on
looks
there.
solid. I
Okay.
think Tony's going to play too. From what she was reading, he seems pretty good, but he's still on there. So that's the question. I think obviously Juju's huge in this game because MVS showed up big in the AFC Championship, and MVS is absolute stud. But you're facing Darius Slay and James Bradbury in this game, not to mention CJ GJ. Who's the other stud nickel that they have?
Yeah, people really sleep on it, and I will say Tony's having an ankle and hamstring issue. McCole had the pelvis; he got put on IR from that. So
Is that what it was?
yeah.
So
Tony had the
okay,
ankle and hamstring.
my fault.
No, it's good. I just wanted to throw the facts out there for the listeners. But yeah,
Who's
it's
the Philly's got another stud corner.
um Bradbury.
He just came back from injury. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, pull that up. I'll start. I'll keep on ranting. But yeah, so they're gonna find a way to replace that firepower McCole, and with Andy Reid
Marcus
and
Avante Maddox.
Avonte Maddox, yes, he is an absolute stud. I just bought a pack of 2021 Prism the other day. Pulled his silver Prism card, so pretty stoked about that. Pretty cool. But going back to what I was saying, and there's no better people out there to replace. Try to find crafty ways to replace guys like that than this duo of Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that when it comes to offensive minds. So
Maybe the
I'm
last
fully.
time they coached together.
What is it?
Probably the last time they coached together.
Oh yeah, that's true. I saw the Bieniemy Twitter stuff going on today. Some
It's like
stuff
he's a
was.
shoe in for Baltimore.
Think so?
Looks like it.
Okay. What's he gonna go over there?
Baltimore OC.
OC.
They're gonna let him
Okay.
call the plays.
Okay. Yeah, I respect that. I mean, that's a good decision. I think Reed's kind of like an offensive Kirby Smart in the NFL, where pretty much anybody that goes underneath him is gonna come in and have success. I don't really think it's gonna be too much different for them as long as Andy Reid's at the helm. It doesn't really matter in my opinion who it is.
It's just a good move for him, man, because he needs this. I mean, he doesn't need it, in my opinion. I think Eric Bieniemy could be a stud head coach tomorrow, but unfortunately, he's just not really gotten that opportunity yet. And I think it's the fact that he does not call the offensive plays is what's killing him. People are wondering what kind of role does he actually play on this Chiefs offense when you have, arguably the best quarterback and tight end in the NFL, and then probably top 3 head coach of all time with Andy Reid, who actually calls the plays. So could be a good move for him, man. I mean, it might be a 1 or 2 year move, but before he becomes a head coach somewhere, if it pays off. But happy to see it for him, man. I love being him.
Curious about that Kansas City offensive coordinator job though. That's gonna be an interesting thing if that opens up. There was a guy I was high on for a while, and last year their offense took a big step down with the goat at quarterback, and his name's Mr. Byron Leftwich. And
Dude, me too. That was
that
weird.
seems like a pretty favorable destination if he wanted to go on and learn some more stuff with the type of offense he likes to run. Because he's also kind of like a let it rip slinger type offensive coordinator. So
Hey, and not to discredit Byron at all, but the Byron Leftwich, Bruce Arians relationship on the offensive play calling, it's probably going to be pretty similar to what his role would be in Kansas City with Andy Reid.
Exactly, exactly. So that'd be something I'd kind of keep my eye on. Maybe it's a sleeper. These things are impossible to predict. It's something that hasn't even happened yet. They could bring somebody up that we've never even heard of that's already in the organization. Maybe their quarterback
Tom
coach
Brady.
or something like that. Tom Brady's gonna become Patrick Mahomes' offensive coordinator, even though he has like a $45 million per year deal with what
Yeah.
CBS. So,
Nuts.
um, but yeah, there's a couple like key injury things going on. Nothing really too crazy. I think McColl's really like the most notable name that has been ruled out from both sides so far. So I think
Well,
that's
hey, what's yours? What's your big play? Game changing moment.
you actually just said it as you were describing. I hope you actually brought this back because I forgot about it. But whenever you said big play, that kind of rung a bell to me. And I love Patty. Patty's damn near perfect on the football field, but he's got on the opposite side of the ball that can make plays, and it's one of his nicknames. And I think Big Play Slay finds the end zone in the Super Bowl. I think
Ooh,
a pick six for Darius Slay is going to happen. We
maybe
cut.
a nice little tiptoe off the sideline scoop and score.
Could see it, man. This Philadelphia defense is a lot of fun. I really enjoy watching this team. In the playoffs, they have been absolutely lights out. It's been pretty insane. I think they've given up like 14 points throughout the entirety of it. So, um, keep an eye on this Philadelphia team, man. If they can kind of get to Pat a little bit, which it's almost impossible. It's kind of hard to really get in Pat's head. But if they can, affect Pat anyway, this is a team that can, turn your mistakes into points quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Is there anything else that I would like to discuss in the injury issue things? I think that was the only key ones I saw. Avonte Maddox is questionable. Lane Johnson is also questionable. I believe Lane is going to go.
Yeah, you
Um,
can't keep him off the field.
yeah, you're not going to keep Lane Johnson off the field in this thing. I did see a little thing the other day, and it was actually interesting. It was the 11 guys on offense for both teams and how they got acquired, and it was kind of cool to see
Oh, I saw this too.
that Philadelphia, every starter on their offense was a draft pick from their own organization besides AJ Brown.
Crazy.
They are all self-built on offense. Kansas City was a little bit different. They have a couple acquisitions here and there, but Philadelphia was all self-built on the offensive side besides AJ Brown, which was kind of crazy to see.
So, um, Jason Kelsey has come out and pretty much said that he's retiring after this game. Do you think that will happen if they lose?
Mm, yes.
Yeah, you think he's for sure?
Yes. I don't know. The Kelsey brothers are like, they're two of the same.
Yeah,
With kind of how they act. Obviously, Travis gets a lot more show because he is a tight end. He is a skill guy that he has a lot more things on the field. But Kelsey's the same way, or Jason's the same way, where he's kind of like a party guy too. And normally you look at guys, you start seeing them hop into the podcast world and start doing Christmas albums and stuff. You're like, okay, maybe
yeah.
this guy might be settling down a little bit. Honestly, I don't know. That might just be his personality, and now he's getting a little bit more show for it. So maybe he doesn't, but he definitely has opened up a couple other avenues that he can take if he does decide to retire because they are the next up and coming podcast, I believe. I think that if they keep that thing going, they will be very, very big.
Number one sports podcast in the world, other than Peach State Tailgate.
Hey, and then Peace State Tailgate, we're on the way up. We're coming. Pat, watch out.
Right. Watch out, baby. Right.
What?
Um,
So yeah, that,
I'm
that
trying
that
to.
is an interesting thing to keep track of, though. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, so
I mean, might be the best center of all time.
maybe I would not argue it.
Me either, man. There's not too many guys that can, off the top of my head, that I would put above him in that conversation.
And there's a couple guys. I'm trying to think back. Like Travis Frederickson or Frederick, whatever his name. What was his name? Dallas' center for all them years. Travis
God.
Frederickson or something like that. He retired a couple of years back now. He was an absolute monster. I'm trying to think about guys in our lifetime that were really really good.
Alex Mack.
Alex Mack was very good. Logan Mankins was a monster for a little bit.
Jeff Saturday.
Maurice Pouncey.
Jeff Saturday's center, right? Yeah.
Yep, Jeff Saturday was Peyton's center, and then Maurice
Who was
Pouncey was Roethlisberger's center.
who was Brady's center in New England? Georgia boy.
Oh, you're thinking about David Andrews, but before that
Yeah,
wasn't it Logan Mankins before David Andrews?
might have been
Um,
David Andrews. He was a dog,
yeah,
literally.
literally. Yeah, I want to say Logan Mankins was actually Logan Mankins was a football guard. My apologies. I am
Oh,
I am wrong on that. He is 40.
Rodney Hudson,
Ronnie Hudson. Yep, absolute stud.
dog.
There's one like legend that's like that's like obviously I'm not as entailed with my NFL legends as I am my MLB legends, but
Yamato.
okay.
He's like unanimously the GOAT, apparently.
Hey.
There's a few guys, man. But Jason Kelsey, he's so different because he's small. He's like super athletic. Just a, different from what you would expect in NFL offensive line, especially standing next to Jordan Mailata and, and those other guys, man. Those boys are massive.
Oh yeah, they're huge. The guy I was thinking about was Dermontti Dawson. That's the guy I was trying to think about, the legend. But yeah, no, he is. He's a very very athletic guy. And it's kind of like a sleeper because you wouldn't really expect it. But I mean, this is a guy that he's like I say, he's just like his brother. It's kind of hard to explain. Um, it is crazy. Now that you see them together so much on that podcast, it's like it's wild. There's similarities. They are different. Like they have their differences, but they are pretty similar.
Dude, that's funny too, because Travis is like very open. Like I'm not even close to thinking about retirement, and Jason's like, "Yeah, I'm done."
I bet for offensive linemen though, it's probably it's probably a good thing. Like you bang heads every play. Obviously, the safety thing is always an issue. Like I said, he already has other routes he can take. I'm pretty sure if Jason Kelsey wanted to get into broadcasting in the NFL, he could easily do that after his career is over. The only problem is, you wait another 5 years and all of a sudden your head's a little bit more banged up. That brain starts to get a little bit more putty. You might not be the best. You might not be the best shape. So I won't blame him. He's 35, so I mean he has the age. You see some of these guys play till they're 40 though, so
You don't know. Well, you want to talk some bets?
you can talk bets. That's fine with me.
I've got unless if you have any more key points you want to go over.
I did have a question for you. Maybe this is gonna be a bet for you. I was gonna ask you a question of your sleeper Super Bowl MVP. Not a guy that is obvious, so not a Patrick Mahomes or a Jalen Hurts. I might even leave out a Travis Kelsey and an AJ Brown because I feel like actually I don't know. Those guys are sleepers. I feel like if those guys were to have big games, it would come from the hands of Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes. So kind of even up. But hey, what's your sleeper Super Bowl MVP?
So I have a bet on this, and I'm going to pull up my bet slip so that I can tell you. One moment here.
Now you good? Do your thing, man. Take your time. Also, Kelsey does have two young children, and his wife is currently 38 weeks pregnant. So maybe they're about to
Oh,
pop.
he said her OB is coming to the game.
That's insane.
He gave a ticket to her OB to come watch the game next to her in case she goes into labor. If she gives birth at the Super Bowl,
The kid is
they
going
might
to be
win
a
by
legend.
40.
The kid is going to be a legend. Like imagine he looks up at the stands. He's about to deliver a snap. He looks up at the stands. His wife is in like the full position, legs up. Baby's head's halfway out. Like oh my god. In section 182.
Dude, there's a crazy. So I have my pick. I have it right here in front of me. I want to tell you, but I want to give you some justification of why I took it, and I am trying to find it here.
Don't say the same one I'm going to say.
There's no way.
I don't know how you'd know, but
There's no way. Well, say yours first while I find this.
Okay, so I'm going to say an interesting stat right here. Among the 56 Super Bowls we have seen, there have been 7 running backs win Super Bowl MVP. But it is a thing that has not. Okay, why are you staring at me like that? Like, guys, on the podcast side of things, you can't see this. And me and Kenny still might be going opposite direction, but he is looking at me like he might have picked a running back, because I sure as hell did. But none of them have. A running back has not won Super Bowl MVP since Terrell Davis in the 1997 season, which is very intriguing. It's been a long time before either of us were alive. So, we have some pretty interesting things right here. But I'm going to say this. There is a very, very likely world where Philadelphia wins this football game and Miles Sanders has an insane game on the ground, puts up 2 to 3 touchdowns because Philadelphia runs that style of offense. We could see Philadelphia win this game and score 30 points and Jalen Hurts not have a single touchdown pass. We saw it last week. Now, last week they used a little bit more committee. Jalen Hurts was getting it done on the ground. But if the ball falls in Miles Sanders' hands enough, Miles Sanders is my sleeper Super Bowl MVP pick.
I like that a lot. That's not mine. That's not mine.
No, you're gonna go the opposite side of the field. You're gonna go on Mr. I'm gonna say it.
No.
We're going Boston Scott.
I have a $5 wager for Kenneth Gainwell to be the Super Bowl MVP to win $650.
Okay, so that's all the justification you need right there. But
so my justification is that Kenneth Gainwell is second in the entire NFL in postseason rushing yards right now.
Okay, he's gonna keep on carrying the fire.
Behind Christian McCaffrey. He's 60 yards behind Christian McCaffrey right now in NFL postseason rushing yards. Dude has been outrunning everybody other than McCaffrey. If he can keep this thing going, and he comes out here and just has an absolute bust open game, leads both teams in rushing yards, maybe gets 2 tuds on the ground. We've seen Jalen Hurts win a football game by 30 points last week or 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship, not throwing a touchdown pass. Dude, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but $5 to win $650. Kenneth Gainwell, sleeper MVP.
I don't hate it. And you're going the same exact route as me because we know how Philadelphia plays offense. And we know Philadelphia can win this game. Philadelphia can win this game with 5 rushing touchdowns total as a team.
Very true.
If you get lucky enough and one of your guys in your pick is one of the guys that have 3 rushing touchdowns in a single game, yeah, write it up because it is a very likely thing. There's also a chance for a defensive MVP. Now, those do happen, every once in a while. We do see a defensive guy get it. And those are more random. Like, I mean, I want to say Malcolm Smith won it the year with Seattle. Obviously, Malcolm Butler won it with, New England a couple years back. So there are some sleeper guys that could pull this thing off. But those are a lot harder to predict. It's really just the guy that makes the big play at the end if it is a defender. Like a little, 17-14 game clinching interception. That might win you the thing.
Yeah, we saw, even in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs-Niners Super Bowl, obviously Pat was the MVP in that game, but a lot of people thought that you could see, was it Damian Williams?
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 rushing touchdowns in the game?
I think so.
Or 2 total touchdowns, maybe a receiving touchdown, whatever. So we've seen it be a conversation in the past. And on the Eagles team that likes to run the football, and Kenneth Gainwell has been leading the team in rushing yards, second in the entire NFL in postseason yards. This guy's also played 1 less game.
Yeah.
So he's second in the entire NFL in postseason rushing yards. He's played 1 less game than Christian McCaffrey because they played the wild card.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Ew.
Now, Kenny, I'm happy we went similar routes right there, and we kind of have the same idea on that, which is nice. But I'm in the betting world right now, and I did not look over any of these beforehand. But now that I'm here, I do have one that is popping off in my head right now that seems very beautiful. And if I don't mention it now, I will forget about it, and I will cry myself to sleep tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it off and kick us off from the betting, Kenny. And that bet I am talking about, ankle sprain my ass. And I'm sorry for my profanity on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. But
get out of here.
Patrick Mahomes 10+ rushing yards in quarter 1 for plus 550. He has something to prove. 10 rushing yards in the first quarter at plus 550. That's 1 scramble. That's Patty getting down on the ground 1 time. He can get 10 on 1. And with this Philadelphia front that can get back there, this team might break the single season record in total sacks this year if they get enough in the Super Bowl, including postseason. There's not many teams in NFL history that have got to the quarterback better than this Philadelphia team has. Pat's gonna have to move, and you're talking about giving me odds at plus 550. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I love it. Find it on FanDuel. Bet all of your account. I actually don't bet all of yours because you got to save a little bit of money for the other bets. But I am very, very fond of that bet right there.
Oh, I'm with you, 100%. Yeah, forget the ankle sprain, man. It's the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter. He's gonna be so freaking juiced up on whatever they inject in that man's veins before the game. He's probably gonna be the player in the least pain on the entire field.
No, he's gonna go back to Lawrence Taylor's playbook right there and just coke up right before the game. Yeah, they're amped up. Don't can't even feel a damn thing.
Right up Aaron Rodgers level.
Oh yeah, straight. My knee. Yeah,
My knee.
Pat gonna come out after the game. Oh. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited.
I am also on the opening coin toss. It's gonna be tails, folks.
Tails. Hey, tails never fails. That's the saying, right?
Minus 104. I'll take it.
Assuming even odds right there. Has to be right.
Yeah, 104, 104. I'm
Okay.
also waiting to see it pop up on the sportsbook because I don't see it yet, but I saw a little leak come out that Chris Stapleton, national anthem, the line is set at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Hammer the over, boys and girls.
Oh yeah, Stapleton's gonna hit it hard, guys. If you're not somebody in the country music world, Chris Stapleton will drag out them bad boys. And the national
will.
anthem is the perfect time to do it. Stapleton's gonna go hard. Is there? I'm trying to find the I'm trying to find the specials, man. Oh, there it is. Super Bowl specials. Is there anything funny about Chris Stapleton? Like what color hat he's gonna wear?
I don't see anything like that yet.
Oh, I do see a color of first Gatorade poured on a winning coach.
Feed me orange.
Orange at plus 300. Every athlete knows. Orange is
Give me
superior.
orange. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, Kenny, I do see your I see a couple things right here. Final score to have occurred as past Super Bowl final score. Yes is plus 470. And no is minus 650. But then I see, will there be a scoregami, which is a unique final score in NFL history? Oh, so that's NFL history. Okay, that makes more sense right now that I'm actually reading and paying attention to what I am reading. I'll say
Exclusive.
you can get this bad boy at yes for plus 1,800. I'm not gonna bet it. I was just reading out my butt. So, hey,
No,
gotta do
I'm
best bets.
on for sure. Final score to have occurred as a past Super Bowl final score. I do not know what the likelihood of this scenario is, but there's been a lot of Super Bowls.
56, right?
So let's see this thing. Let's get a little redo, man.
A little redo action. A little. I don't know. 38 to 31 to 28 seems like something that probably has happened at some point in history. We'll throw that out there as a little final score teaser.
We've seen 34-28.
That's come. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Falcons fans, we've been there twice, and one of them was the most heartbreaking loss in NFL history.
The most heartbreaking loss in NFL history.
Yes, definitely. Definitely, it was terrible. I don't know. It was the Super Bowl, so it makes it worse. But I know our Tennessee friends suffered a. Who was it? Not Tennessee. Who was the team that blew it to Jacksonville in the playoffs? Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers
Yeah, the Chargers one was pretty bad.
or the Colts blowing the Vikings.
Yeah, that was bad too. That was like 30. So that was like 37 points.
Matt Ryan.
You know what's terrible
man.
though? We're still like the constant in that joke because even after the Chargers blew their lead in the playoffs, everybody was just putting Chargers logos on like Falcon stuff or like Falcons logos on the Chargers helmet, and it was still sad to see because people still the joke's not funny anymore, guys.
Yeah, let's move past it, boys. All right, we've been there, done that. It was a long time ago. All right, we're healing. Desmond Ritter will get us back.
Yeah, Desmond Ritter's the real deal. He's the guy.
How about position to score the first touchdown of the game? Tight end plus 310.
Ooh, a little Dallas Goddard, Travis Kelce duo action right there. Quarterback. What can we get quarterback at?
Plus 600.
Like, oh my gosh. Okay, I like both of those a lot. Like Jalen's gonna come out with a little bit of swagger. Jalen's gonna come out with something to prove.
Yeah.
And if Jalen has something to prove, we can say what we want to. Lamar's an absolute stud. Justin Fields is, I'm not gonna put it past Justin Fields. He's probably the best rushing quarterback in the NFL right now. But Jalen Hurts is definitely up there. Like Jalen Hurts is ruling right now too. So man had like
How about
800 yards and touchdown.
the shortest touchdown scored in the game? Over 1.5 yards, plus 152.
That is intriguing. That is very intriguing. The only thing that scares me a little bit, right? I don't think these Philadelphia backs are the biggest guys.
No, they're not.
Get down to the 2 yard line, first and goal, 2 yard line. Try to pound up the middle. Little Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell stuff. Knock down to one. Try it again. Get in there. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. That's kind of a tough one.
That's 98.5 yards to work with.
That's a lot of yardage.
That's
A whole lot of
a
yards.
lot,
That's what
a lot of yards.
I mean, unless you're Joe Milton, Tennessee fans saying that man throws 120 yards off his back foot. So just throw a little college football shade in there. Sorry, we're scanning right now, guys. We're scanning. We're about to throw on some heaters to you. Don't worry. This is interesting. They have combo first touchdown scores. Jalen Hurts or Travis Kelce at plus 320. Get a little or action going.
Will there be an offensive touchdown scored on 4th down? Yes, plus 270.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I like that.
Oh my goodness. Player to score the first points in the game. Harrison Butker plus 390, Jake Elliott plus 400.
Feed me right now. Yeah, that just seems almost like a given. Like something's gonna drive's gonna kind of stall down a little bit. You're gonna get set Bucker up for a little 51 yard. He's gonna go and knock it down like he does, always does. It's gonna be money. That seems like something that has to hit. Dude,
Will the
there's so many
Philadelphia
bets.
Eagles score on their first offensive play? No, minus 20,000.
Oh man, if I was
That's
a billionaire, I'd probably put a billion on it.
that's
Give you something fun right
Max,
here. I mean, if
Max.
you're really confident in Kelsey, Travis Kelsey to have the most receiving yards in the game as a whole, plus 220.
I like that.
That seemed pretty intriguing.
The max wager is $50,000 on this bet here. If you were to bet $50,000 on the first offensive play to not be a touchdown, you would win a whopping $250.
Hey man, can't complain about free 250 though. I mean, if you have 50 grand to throw around like that, then you're probably not worried about that particular bet. But hey,
Oh, I love this. I love this right here, Jake. The largest lead of the game is under 14.5 points, minus 114.
I do like that. I like that a lot. This is going to be a tough fought battle. As we're going, Cam Reddish just got traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. Cam's moving again.
Hawks legend.
Live news break on the podcast. This is a cool one right here. Hassan Reddick to record a sack. Yes, minus 154. Not the juiciest odds in the world, but I have had success with these in the past. Most notably, I put a pretty hefty bet on the Kansas City Tampa Bay Super Bowl a couple of years back of Mr. Shaq Barrett getting a sack, and he cashed it for me like first quarter. So
Yes, he did.
yeah, keep your eye on the sack on some couple cool ones in there.
I like this one. Will there be a fourth quarter comeback? The parameters of this are: will the winning team trail at any point during the fourth quarter? Yes, plus 225.
Oh, that's interesting. Hassan Reddick to have the most sacks in the game at plus 430.
Ooh.
I'm all in on Hassan Reddick right now.
There's one that I'm looking for. I've got some inside information. Here we go. Will the opening kickoff be a touchback? No, plus 124. If you know anything about the balls used in the Super Bowl and the balls used for special teams throughout the entire year. Shout out Pat McAfee for disclosing this information here. If you are a kicker, your team manager, equipment manager, whatever you call it, has, I think, 30 minutes before the game to break in the kicking balls. So they can sand them down, they can brush them, they can beat them, they can squish them, they can do whatever they want to get the ball as worn down and malleable as possible for you to be able to kick that sucker. The Super Bowl ball has never been touched, the opening kickoff ball, because as soon as the kickoff happens, after the play, that ball is taken to Canton and put in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So this football is one of the worst footballs ever to possibly kick. So will the opening kickoff be a touchback? No, plus 124. I like that a lot.
I love it. I'm looking at some very interesting stuff right now. I'm just over here teasing around on some final score prediction. Eagles 31, Chiefs 14. I'm going with it.
Say that again.
It's kind of a dumb thing. I was just over here messing with some final score predictions, and dude, if you predict the score perfectly right, you are cashing. If right now, just for instance, Eagles 31, Chiefs 14, $500 get you $145,000.
Ooh.
I had to put a dollar on like 3 different scores.
Just give it a shot.
Hey, never know what can happen.
Here you go, boys. 28 of the previous 31 Super Bowl opening kickoffs have been returned.
There you go. Now look, now we have some factual evidence. I like it.
3 touchbacks and 31 opening kickoffs. The only 3 to result in touchbacks were all kicked indoors. This is a convertible stadium. Will the roof be open?
Are they going to drop at the top?
There's no way the roof is closed.
No.
They're in Vegas. They're going to be fire.
No, the roof's going to be wide open.
Tom Cruise is going to skydive on the field to start the game.
That'd be awesome.
DC.
Let's see. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this, but I mean, I'll keep that one to myself. I'm not really a big fan. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a lot of fun, and if you're somebody in the betting world right now, just go on there and explore. There's so much stuff to explore. There's a million different bets out there for Super Bowl. They do like totally top notch things. I mean, you can get each team to score 2+ touchdowns in each half. Yes, for plus 1,200, which is intriguing. Or you can just get each team to score 1+ touchdown each half. At minus 116. If you just want, that's like betting a spread in a game. So, I mean, one touchdown a half for each team seems like a pretty logical thing that could happen.
Yeah. I mean, we could do this all day.
That's what I'm saying. It's impossible. I'm sitting here scrolling. I feel like I've only seen 3% of the bets, and it's like, oh my lord, holy guacamole.
While we're looking at bets, I feel obligated to mention that if you are somebody that enjoys making money, feel free to go ahead and place the lock of the century here on the Super Bowl 2024 winner. You can get the Atlanta Falcons at plus 7,500.
Plus 7,500?
Yes.
Honestly, I'll take it. I like it. I like it a lot. Look, now we have some super bets. We are balling out. A little golf boost right now on FanDuel. With Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and Colin Morikawa to each make the cut. It was a minus 125 at plus 130.
Feed me.
I love it. Those guys are all studs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about the betting side of things right now, Kenny.
All right, Jake. Let's quit effing around.
All right, this is getting serious.
Give me your Super Bowl pick and MVP.
Dead serious Super Bowl pick and MVP.
Money line.
Money line. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts is going to win Super Bowl MVP. Cementing himself. This is a guy that is obviously playing in his first, Super Bowl. Last year we saw Philadelphia make the playoffs, got sclounched by Tampa Bay. This year's a different story. It's a different team. This is a guy that has played in a ton of big games throughout his young career in both the NFL and at the college level. I don't think this atmosphere is going to scare him one bit. I think that the firepower this team has is different, in my opinion. I think this team is at a whole nother. You know what? We're taking a look. Hold up. If you're listening on the podcast side of things, you can't see anything.
We got a live wardrobe change.
Wardrobe change live on the podcast. Yeah,
Representing
my team. My team. I've been a fan since last Sunday. So, whenever Cincinnati got knocked out.
Well, in true Peach State Tailgate fashion, I'm going to be taking the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP.
Okay. No. That is respectable. That is a very respectable pick. I just want to totally full on old school Allen Iverson. Got the oversized hat. Now I got the. I have to wear this backwards. This big.
He's ready.
He ready. We full on Philly style. I said AI. We talking about Philly right here, baby. But nah, birds got to stick together. Dirty birds can't do it. There's not very many other birds out there dirtier than Philadelphia. We've seen those fans before; they're insane. So, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. I ain't gonna knock you for picking Kansas City. It's
There are a plethora of Chiefs gear in this house. I could go raid my wife's closet, get a Patrick Mahomes jersey, get a Travis Kelce for President shirt right now. Unfortunately, I am about a foot taller and 120 pounds heavier than my wife. So I do not think that anybody would enjoy seeing that wardrobe change. But I am representing the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. And my money is where my mouth is. I am on the Chiefs.
bet money line.
I did not bet money line. I think I mentioned it last week, but so when the line originally came out, it was Chiefs -2.5.
Okay.
They put Pat, Juju, McCole, and Tony on the injured list immediately, and the line moved in about 10 minutes to Philly -2.5. So I hopped on Chiefs +2.5 as soon as I saw it, and I think it's sitting at 1.5. It's not going to move. We're dead even at 1.5 right here. So I'm very glad I got in my +2.5 when I did. There is an overwhelming amount of money and the amount of bets on Philadelphia. At 75% of the money and 70% of the bets are on the Eagles.
Hey, smart people.
I would also like to mention that those numbers are a little bit skewed because about 60 days ago, Philadelphia legalized mobile sports betting.
Oh yeah. So it's hot right now. It's a popular commodity. And I want to mention on myself right now. I bet if you're watching on the YouTube side of things, I look like one of the biggest bandwagon fans you have ever seen in your life because I am currently repping a LeBron James Lakers shirt with a Jalen Hurts Philadelphia Eagles jersey over the top. So we are on a whole nother level right now.
He's gonna go get his Dodgers hat out of the closet in a minute.
No. Baseball is the one sport I will not rep anything from a different team. I will rep NFL and NBA of my players I like. Before I get off the topic of LeBron James, we're a sports podcast, so it just feels right to mention LeBron James is now the NBA's all-time scoring leader. Had to throw that out there on the podcast. I wanted to do it whenever we first started, but I forgot. And now that we're here, got to throw it out there. My GOAT.
Shout out LeBron.
Shout out.
The undisputed scoring title.
Yeah, hey. There's only one person in NBA history that has the most points, and his name's LeBron James.
That is a fact.
What's the most important stat in basketball? Points.
Whichever one Trey Young's leading in.
Oh yeah. Now Trey Young, a different story. I'm over my Trey Young jersey next week, so I can kind of revive myself.
I know Jake's talking about not ripping another MLB team's colors. I know he got a Los Angeles Angels Julio Teheran jersey in there somewhere.
Hey, I will rep that with pride if I had one.
Me too.
I would rep anything Mr. Julio Teheran has ever supported in his lifetime.
My goat.
Give me a sick Tyler Flowers throwback White Sox jersey, and I'm in there.
Oh, I'm in there like swimwear, son.
Yeah, we can go about praise all day, man. I'm so excited. We have pitchers and catchers report this month coming really, really quick. I've seen Joe Jimenez already down there slinging strikes in the strike zone, looking good, getting warmed up. World Baseball Classic's coming around too. I know everybody can get excited about the World Baseball Classic. Gets you a little bit more competitive baseball before Major Leagues comes on, which is exciting. Wish that the Braves had a little bit more representation out there. I don't think we're having anybody that's going to participate. Jimenez was rumored to be participating, but he is not. And it just feels remorse to me that, and this is nothing against Mr. Nolan Arenado, but something about him does not seem like he is. I don't know his nationality is, okay? I think he's born here. I think he's a California guy, but I'm assuming that his descent is something other than that. You're trying to tell me that if we had Austin Riley at third base repping Team USA, there's a name a better third baseman. There's two guys out there that I would say that would rep the USA jersey at third base, and one of them is a Houston Astro that maybe a lot of people aren't fans of. But when I think about USA baseball in my head, I'm thinking about Austin Riley and I'm thinking about Alex Bregman. So
They're American.
it just feels like, Nolan Arenado would be like team, I don't know, like Israel or something like that. I don't know what his nationality is really. I think he is somewhat Hispanic, but he's U.S., so go him. It just feels sad that Austin Riley is not in World Baseball Classic because he just seems like the perfect guy to be repping Team USA.
Oh, I agree. Austin Riley. I mean, it's not many more American names that you could think of than Austin Riley.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Acuna would have been electric if he got to play with Venezuela, but it's probably a good thing that he's not playing. Obviously, come up torn ACL. Acuna? No, they're not letting him play. I thought.
I think they just gave him permission like 2 hours ago.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. They said they're going to be monitoring him closely.
Yep, 3 hours ago, Ronald Acuna Jr. to participate in World. Oh my gosh. I'm excited about the World Baseball Classic. Now, I'm buying a Venezuela jersey. I am buying them.
I thought you were just talking Americans. That's why I didn't say anything.
No, I was talking about everybody. I did not know Acuna got cleared to play. I thought they were holding him out of it.
I thought they were too, but they said they're going to let him play and they're going to just monitor him.
Oh my gosh, things just got exciting for the World Baseball Classic for Braves fans. Because there's one guy that you want to see play in something like this and represent their country, it's probably Ronald.
100%.
I love the United States. But if Ronnie comes up there against us and he just hits an absolute mammo tank and does like a backflip while running second base or some extra stuff like he's probably going to do, it's going to be electric. It's going to be so much fun. World Baseball Classic time is always fun. Like, there's so many memorable moments.
When is it?
Adam Jones robbing Manny Machado when they played on the same Baltimore Orioles team. Machado was playing for Venezuela and Adam Jones was playing for Team USA. I don't know when it starts off.
March 7th.
March 7th. Okay, so we have about a month. So it's right in the middle of spring training. So we will not be seeing much Ronnie this spring, but that's okay. Because we will be getting him on the World Baseball Classic level. I don't think he's a guy that really needs too many more reps practice-wise. So
No.
get him in-game reps. I don't mind. I like it. Yeah, I don't really have anything else, Kenny. We're kind of going off the rails a little bit. We did say it's going to be a little bit shorter one, right in an hour, so not really too bad. Just under.
Yeah, man. It was a good episode. I'm pumped for the Super Bowl. I'm pumped for a lot of things right now, but obviously the Super Bowl is what's consuming the national media, and rightfully so, man. Biggest game of the year, biggest sporting event of the year, and the biggest honor in professional sports is winning a Super Bowl, and we got very, very clearly the two best teams in the NFL squaring off with this thing, which is super exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. I hope everybody enjoys the time with your family. Don't drink and drive, people. That's a good thing to say on Super Bowl night. Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't do anything stupid. Don't kill yourself or kill anybody else. So, it is what it is. But have fun. It's always a fun night. Hate that it's on a Sunday though. I hate any major. I mean, it makes sense. It's obviously, Sunday's NFL's day. I always had the argument with college football and their college football national championship that it played on a Monday night whenever Saturday's the day of college football. And the main reason behind that is because I have to get up really early for work the next morning. And it's the same case for Super Bowl, but I always have a dedication where I'm just going to be tired the next day. Just accept the fact. That's all you got to do. Accept the fact.
Just roll with it.
Hey,
it'll buff.
Go to work, take yourself a good nap when you get home on Monday. Lay in bed, turn on some Super Bowl highlights, get a little recap in, a little relive moment. Just enjoy it, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll go ahead and get my little wrap up out the way. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching to the podcast, listening to the podcast, whatever the hell I just said. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you missed anything, you can go check us out there. Episode is always live the next day. And if you listen to us on the podcast, hey, go check out our beautiful faces. You'll see me rocking a LeBron James shirt and a Jalen Hurts jersey currently. And Kenny's just balling out with the Sakuni jersey in the background. We have a lot of fun things. We always do the live a little bit earlier on YouTube just to make sure everything's working well. And you'll see me showing off sports cars to Kenny, or we'll be talking junk about other random stuff like TV shows and stuff. So, hey, just check us out anywhere you find us. Look up Peach State Tailgate and you'll find us almost anywhere. Kenny, pass the baton to you. Thank you guys so much. See ya.
Man, thank y'all so much for checking us out. Be sure to tune in next week. We'll hop back in this thing. Probably talk a lot of baseball moving forward, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, yes, sir.
Get our Super Bowl reactions. We'll either be celebrating or just absolutely sad because all of our bets missed, which, honestly, it seems like an alternate reality because it's not going to happen. We're going to hit every bet. We're going to come out of this thing 40-0, regardless of how many bets you put on this thing, Jake. So I feel good about it. Hopefully y'all follow along with us. Tune in. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday, guys. Have you a couple ice cold beers, ice cold Miller Lite, ice cold Bud Light, ice cold whatever you pick. If it's cold, you can drink it, but turn in your keys.
That's a key thing.
Yeah.
Key thing. Keystone.
Yeah, a little Keystone Light, what?
A Keystone Light, what? All right, is that it?
That's it.